One of my favorite pastimes on this show is covering Republicans getting absolutely fucking clobbered at their town halls. I enjoy this because I just really enjoy watching Republicans get made fun of. But I also enjoy this because this is just bad politics, right? You do not play politics this way. There's a reason why the GOP has repeatedly said that they don't want people doing town halls because the Republicans know what they're doing is tremendously unpopular. We've seen Chuck Grassley get dunked on at his town hall. Mike Flood, a Republican from Nebraska, suffered the same fate. Mike Lawler, a Republican from Rockland County in New York State, same thing. We're now going to shift to Iowa, where Representative Ashley Hinson held a town hall. She represents Iowa's 2nd district. Iowa's 2nd district has a population of almost 800,000 people, and they voted for Trump. Trump was plus 10 in this district. Now, listen to how the crowd reacts to literally anything that she says. Keep in mind, there are certainly a couple Democrats in this audience, but Iowa is largely Republican. Republicans do not fuck with the current direction of the Republican Party. That much is clear.
I think it's important to note that when we look at last year and what happened with the election, I think Americans overwhelmingly rejected the status quo for the country. We were seeing an open border, high inflation. We were seeing hardworking men and women in Iowa and our country feel like their voices were not heard.
Border is not open, obviously. Like, people don't they don't buy it. The majority of people do not buy that we are experiencing in immigration crisis. They don't buy the Republican framing on the they don't buy the Republican framing on that issue. But more so, they're upset how it's the same fucking talking points every goddamn time. These Republicans always have these fucking town halls, and it's the border, it's the inflation, it's government waste. Nobody gives a fuck about that anymore. It's so fucking tiring. People, quote unquote, rejected the status quo overwhelmingly. They didn't. Donald Trump won a plurality, not a majority. He had the slimmest or the second slimmest margin of victory in modern electoral politics here in the United States. Republicans don't ever reckon with the fact that there are material ways that their constituents want to be benefited. They want health care. They want a higher minimum wage. They want more time off. Republicans never offer this. They will only merely offer lip service sometimes. They just keep hitting the fucking border. They keep hitting inflation. It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter because, especially on the inflation point, shit is still expensive. Donald Trump has done dick to bring down the cost of anything.
Families in Iowa have told me for the last 4 years that we want to make sure we have safe streets, we have affordable groceries and gas, and that kids have opportunity to be able to live out the American dream. And that is what President Trump is delivering for us.
This is what virtually every fucking politician is now. They're just they're a fucking fortune cookie. They're a platitude generator. Our children want to be able to live the American dream. Shut the fuck up and introduce some legislation that would, I don't know, like bring down the cost of housing or make all college free so that way our children have the ability to pursue higher education. Kamala Harris experienced this same fate. As her campaign went on, she drifted further and further away from the actual issues. And she just started like, she became a platitude speaker. That was it. This is what Ashley Hinson is on. She is not providing anything of value. She is merely doing a fucking lorem ipsum paragraph to her constituents.
The president is, I believe, fighting for you and fighting for me. I'm fighting alongside of him. And I think God saved President Trump's life in Butler. I think he saved his life in Butler, Pennsylvania. for a reason. I think that he is helping us to save and redirect the future of our country. He is helping deport criminal illegal aliens rather than letting them roam our streets freely. He is uses of taxpayer dollars rather than treating your money like monopoly money. And
This line, the cutting government waste, is going to sink Republicans all across the country. There is an election coming up in my town, a local election, and I'm getting targeted ads on my YouTube channel about how these two gentlemen want to cut government waste. And I am certain that if that type of messaging becomes mainstream, Republicans will get absolutely throttled in the midterms because people don't like Elon Musk. They don't like Doge. They don't buy the bullshit with, oh, the government is actually spending all of your money. Yeah, the government is spending all of our money by giving it to fucking Israel so that way they can kill 10,000 babies a month.
he's unleashing American energy to help drive those costs down. I think Memorial Day gas was adjusted for inflation the lowest it's been in decades, so we should thank his policies for that. And
Like, dude, that's just, I don't believe that. I simply do not believe that in Iowa, gas on Memorial Day was the lowest it's been in decades. The national average, what's the national average for gas right now? Isn't it like 3.19? The national average for gas, $3.16 as of May 29th. This isn't even the lowest like pre-COVID. Gas, at least where I live, is routinely above $3. Gas in the county next to mine is hovering around like 280, 290. That is still too expensive. Like, we have to go back to the days of gas being like 10 cents. I know that's kind of extremist, but guess what, pal? I don't give a shit. It's very easy to do that. All you have to do is just nationalize the oil and gas industry, like plenty of other developed countries have done. Admittedly, this town hall was like kind of modest. I don't know if they maybe screened people beforehand, but I the boos at other town halls have been quite intense, but the energy is still there. These people don't like the direction that the Trump administration is moving in, whether they're Democrats, whether they're Republicans. It's not palatable to the large majority of people. We've seen polls on this since Trump's inauguration where he's routinely polling at around like 30 to 40% on a bunch of issues. That 30 to 40% is just his base, right? The majority of people in this country do not like what Donald Trump is doing. That's Democrats, but that's also independents, and that's also a small section of the Republican Party. He is just a dangerous leader in terms of like foreign policy, in terms of economic policy, in terms of literally everything.